We are live. We just jumped right in there. So if you don't make mistakes your first time, then you're really not doing much, right? Okay, so I am going to put a split screen. I'm going to, there we go. It's me and you, Mary.
That's it.
Hello, everybody. This is Rachel and Mary. We are here today for the first time. We have just come together with the understanding that none of us, well, I'm just going to speak for myself. I am not trained in the medical field or anything, but I am always very inquisitive about different ways to help improve my health naturally. With the overwhelming health issues that our country faces, what we're going to do is weekly, we are going to have different, I want to say experts, or at least people who are very well informed about different topics. So this week, we're talking about cardiovascular health. And Mary, who is coming to us from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and by the way, I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, so we can do this. We can be together in different parts of the nation. She's going to talk today about cardiovascular health and ways to keep our heart healthy. Hey, Mary, you want to say?
Hey, Rachel, good to be with you. Yes, and we wanted to talk about women's health subjects for May, since we had Mother's Day in May. And did you know, Rachel, that cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in women over 50?
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, more than breast cancer or anything else. So we need to know about it, right? We need to know what we can do.
Yes, we do. We really do. And the thing is I truly believe that education and information is the first line of defense. You know, if I didn't know that, but now I do. So it's going to make me think a lot deeper and harder at, okay, so I'm over 50. What is it that I'm not doing, or what is it that I can do? So I know that you've come up with 4 potent important ways to help prevent, or how do you put it? 4 ways to help us.
Yeah, 4 components for achieving heart health is
Heart
what
health.
I call.
There you go. There you go.
They're all preventative. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just jump in if that's okay.
So, well, I know the first one is attitude.
That's right.
Right.
And it's first because it's probably the most important. And, you know, the idea here is to keep our hearts open to life and not to identify with our wounds from the past, but instead to start with a grateful attitude every day. And that literally keeps us much calmer and stronger. So I did a lot of my research with a lot of the work done by Dr. Christian Northrup, who
I'm familiar with her.
She's the author of Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, and the Wisdom of Menopause. And I want to quote her because I think she's got so much good information about women's approach to cardiovascular.
Awesome.
It's a little different. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What she says is your heart is affected by emotions. It is an endocrine organ. Women often live their lives with a brave face to the world, behind which are seething, unexpressed emotions. She says heart disease, listen to this, heart disease starts in childhood when we start shutting down our hearts to avoid feeling disappointment and loss. She says that's the beginning of heart disease.
Wow.
I know.
It's pretty deep.
Yeah. And she says if we can nurture the perception within ourselves that we have value in the world and autonomy, we get to choose for ourselves, that begins the process of making our hearts work better and become stronger at
Mm,
any age.
wow.
So we want to remember to teach our daughters that from the beginning, our granddaughters.
From
But we
day
can also,
one. Yeah,
yeah,
day one,
at
as
any
early and if as parents, we don't have that knowledge, it's hard to nurture something that we're not aware of. But I do believe in that connection, that emotional, spiritual, physical connection, and that not one of them is totally just exclusive on its own. So that would make sense. We start to nurture our daughters early in understanding their value as beautiful flowers.
yeah. So
Mm.
she goes on to say that a healthy and functioning cardiovascular system is inextricably related to the regular expression of joy, creativity, and receiving.
Mm.
Remembering to receive. Again, as women, we tend to give, organize, 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 and we forget to open up and just receive.
Wow.
So, you know, be with your friends, be with your family. If you don't have a lot of family, get a pet. That's family.
Yeah.
Express joy. So
Yeah.
that's the attitude part. And it is the most crucial part because it sets us up either for failure if we don't do it, or sets us up for strength and success. If we,
Mm. So that saying, "She died from a broken heart," can literally be
yeah,
literal.
yeah. So the second component is diet and supplements.
Mm.
And when I say diet, I'm kind of including sort of everything we're putting in. So that also means if you're smoking, you got to quit. You know,
Right.
I
Right.
think that goes without saying, but I got to add that in. But basically, now we're so lucky. As crazy as the world is, we still now have so many different ways to support our diets and our health through supplementation, through just good dietary practice. You were just telling me about a great little magazine you saw talking about some great kinds of foods to eat, and
Mm.
so with diet, first of all, I just want to talk about the first element of diet that we don't normally talk about. Again, I always talk about this, it's water and hydration. And so, proper hydration starts with good quality water that has structure to it. If you don't know what that means, start to research that. We'll probably do one of these about water sometime. But also taking a daily intake of fruits and vegetables as the fourth phase of water, the gel phase of water. That's what keeps the endothelial cells, which are the cells that line the heart and every blood vessel in the body. And the hydration keeps those cells resilient. And as Dr. Northrup says, happy.
Yeah.
And so that's about 4 to 6 servings a day of either fruit or vegetables, or I mix them often in a smoothie. I had about 3 servings just a little while ago in a great little smoothie that was I made it kind of like a gazpacho. I put in a little olive oil and a little bit of vinegar and some salt and pepper. Man, was that good. So,
Mm.
it doesn't always have to be huge piles on your plate either. But
Mm.
when you get that many vegetables a day, it reduces your risk of stroke by 31%.
Oh, wow. Wow. And I know for a fact that we are a nutrient starved society. You know, probably you could just throw a dart and the first person it lands at probably does not eat 4 to 6 servings of fruits and vegetables. So I can understand why you say supplementation is very important.
Excellent point. So let's get to that. So first of all, omega-3 fats, about 3 grams a day is what is recommended. And that could be fish oil, krill oil. I use some krill oil. I use some ground chia seeds in my smoothies, or I put them in and they grind up because I have a NutriBullet and grinds them up. Flax oil, marine algae oil. Those are all, omega-3s that are going to support your heart and your brain, by the way.
Mm, mm.
And then there's magnesium. All the minerals are important for our whole system, our nervous system, but especially for our heart. Magnesium is really important. A lot of people don't know that a lot of heart attacks can be prevented just if people had been taking magnesium on a regular basis. Magnesium there used to be more of it, like all the minerals in our vegetables and meat and everything, but because there aren't because of the toxicity basically and the oxidation in the soil too, there's a lack of those minerals in the foods that we eat. So we do need to actually supplement.
Okay. Okay.
And then another great supplement for the vascular system, which the heart is part of, are carotenoids and other antioxidants. They're really important to prevent the oxidation of cholesterol in the arteries, to keep the arteries from getting clogged. So that's crucial.
Carotenoids, please.
Carotenoids.
Can you explain to those who don't? Can you explain to those who don't know what carotenoids are?
I sure will. Carotenoids are the pigments in fruits and vegetables that protect them from overexposure to blue light from the sun, so that those parts of the fruits and vegetables can get to their full maturation, so the life of the plant is complete. And we are born with carotenoids in our body, but we can't create them. Our bodies can't synthesize them out of other things. So we have to get them through what we eat, but you have to eat a whole lot, way more than 4 to 6 servings. You have to eat probably 20 servings of fruit and vegetables each day to just get close to the amount of carotenoids that your body needs at this time, because we have so many different reasons to have to fight oxidation. So get a good carotenoid supplement or other antioxidants as well. Pycnogenol is good. Different kinds of blueberry supplements are great. Bilberry supplements. Molecular hydrogen is another amazing antioxidant. All of these prevent the oxidation of cholesterol in the arteries.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I was just going to throw in something there because you and I know of great supplements. So
we do.
And whoever has any questions, if you're on watching right now and you have some questions, please feel free, or even comments, please feel free to just type in the comments below and we'll get to your question. But go ahead, Mary.
I just wanted to say also, just in terms of diet, I'm not going to talk a lot about that. Again, that could be a whole other discussion, but we know very well that we need to eat a low glycemic diet, meaning cutting out refined carbohydrates like sugar, and eating healthy fats. Fat is not bad for you. Only bad fat is bad for you. Good fat is good for you. So what is good fat? Organic grass-fed butter, coconut oil, olive oil, those kinds of fats. Your body needs them. And your heart needs them. Reducing, and then here's one that we don't think about too often, but I ran across it in Dr. Northrup's information. Reducing dental and periodontal inflammation. And you can do that through, of course, good hygiene, but also through the use of the therapeutic molecular hydrogen. Again, that comes up again there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a discussion on that because that's a whole discussion in itself.
Yeah, whole other.
Yeah.
But that's the basic approach with diet. And then the third component is daily exercise. And so this, I think the point that everyone's trying to make these days about exercise, and it makes a lot of sense, it's very practical, is that it's not about just going to the gym, especially once or twice a week. Okay, that's great, and it could build tone and all sorts of things and strength, but this is more about movement throughout the day. It's about taking a walk in the morning, taking a walk in the evening. This is about getting up from your computer every 20 minutes and walking around a little bit, going outside, getting your feet on the ground. When you're sitting at your desk, it's about moving, stretching a little bit, getting everything kind of fluid. Micro movements are as as important as going to the gym, because what
Mhm.
the micro movements do is they move the fascia, and it's the fascia, which is that connective tissue that's under the skin and connecting all the organs. That's how the hydration moves through the body. And that's how the
Mm,
hydration is going to get to your vascular system. So
mm,
to make your heart stronger. It all
mm,
works together, right? There's not one part of it that's really separate. So
mm,
sort of a continual flow of movement is very, very crucial.
mm. That's good. You know, I work 10-hour shifts and I'm at the computer for 10 hours. And when I started going to my chiropractor, he says, "Well, how often do you take a break?" And I'm like, "Well, every about 3 or 4 hours." He's like, "Oh my gosh, no." Just like you said, he's like, "At least get up and move or stretch or something every 20 minutes." So now that I'm back on this 10-hour shift, I have made it a point on my breaks, I walk. I walk the block. It's a perfect 10-minute walk. And I notice not only the difference in like my posture, but also in my mood, you know, getting out, getting that fresh air, moving around. It's like my body is thankful. But when I sit, which is literally a great example of a couch potato, because I'm just sitting here typing, 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 I start to feel sluggish. My thought process is slower. I'm tired at the end of my shift, you know, so I can understand how that movement, like you say, kind of, you say fascia?
Fascia, yeah.
Fascia wakes up the body in a way. I don't have the scientific terms, but I can I can vouch for
You
that.
can feel it. You can feel it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You know, and of course, with exercise, we want to do some exercise where we raise our heart rate a little bit.
Mm,
But as important as that is, it's this other kind of sort of consistent movement. And even within those 20 minutes of sitting at your computer, there was a study done basically that people who fidget, you know, like they're constantly kind of their foot's moving or tapping or something, they actually were healthier than people who don't, because they're keeping everything moving.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to develop a tick.
Fidget more. Must fidget. So
Exactly.
the, so
So
the
do
fourth component may sound a little bit like the first one, but I separate them and I make them, you know, emphasize, because it's still a little different. And that is, the fourth component is stress reduction practices.
okay.
It's a little different than attitude, because there's some people who do stress reduction practice and they still have a bad attitude. Well, they think they're victims, or they, you know, and
Yeah.
so, but we need both good attitude and
Yes, the
stress
combination.
reduction. Yeah,
Not
practice,
one or the other.
we need both.
Can you
So
explain that? Okay.
what are those, right?
Yeah.
Meditation, obviously, even for just a couple minutes a day, twice a day, or something like that, or quiet reflection. Stress reduction can look like going outside, like I said, taking your shoes off when the weather permits, getting your bare feet on the ground for 5 minutes. That actually reduces stress, because a lot of free electrons come into the body through the soles of the feet, and they
Mhm.
start relieving inflammation and calming everything.
Mhm.
Another thing is Qigong. Qigong is a great way to increase strength and move excess energy through emotions through. But a really simple thing is what's called focused breathing. And have you ever heard of heart math, Rachel?
No, I have not.
So heart math is something that's been around, I think, for a few decades. And it's basically working with our breathing in a heart focused way. So it's kind of directing our attention to the heart, and then breathing more deeply than usual. And as you breathe in, you're imagining you're breathing in through your heart. And as you breathe out, you're
Mm,
imagining you're breathing out through your heart. And you can even place your hands over your heart. No, it doesn't have to be the physical heart. It could be the heart center, in the center.
mhm, mhm,
And then, you know, what that does is it brings a calming to that area. And when the heart is calmer, it's going to work better. And then another thing you can do when they talk about the focused breathing is real simple, what's called 5 in, 5 out breathing.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. So as you're breathing in through your nose, you want to breathe in through your nose, you want to count to 5 slowly. And then your out breath should count to 5 to do the whole out breath. And that takes your breathing down deeper. It again, it comforts and relaxes the whole chest area and the heart. And that becomes very, very strengthening. So
And
if you
breathe
want,
out of your mouth, breathe in through your nose and out of your mouth.
you can, it's got to be, it should be in through your nose, and it could be either out through your mouth or your nose, whichever you prefer.
Okay. Okay. I did it just now and I already feel calmer.
I know it's kind of magical, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it is.
it's free, everyone.
So you don't need a Xanax for that.
And when I like to do it when I remember is when I'm in the car, because I have noticed that I tend to hold my breath when I'm driving.
Mm.
Not good.
Mm.
So that's a good thing, just keep yourself present. But again, any time of day, and that's something you can do while you're walking or just taking that moment away from the computer. So
Right.
I think with all of these things, it's sort of the little bits that add up rather than the big extravagant amounts of time.
Absolutely. So we have good attitude, good diet, daily exercise, and lots of micro movements. I like that because I think people, I'm an example, we get overwhelmed when we feel like, oh, we've got to do 5 days a week, hour workout, but if you think of it in increments, small movements, it makes it a lot easier. If someone's sitting on the couch, just flapping your wings, stretching, that's great. And then the stress reduction practices, the cardiac coherence, which I kind of do a little bit with my meditation, and I like the way you described it. So I'm going to continue that practice. And then the heart math.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. And cardiac coherence actually means it's called a high physiological efficiency, in which the nervous system, the cardiovascular system, the endocrine, and the immune systems are all working efficiently together and in harmony with each other.
Mm.
And that creates that word again that our bodies are always looking for, which is homeostasis.
Yes. Okay.
And so I just want to end with back to a quote from Christian Northrup.
Great.
She says, when we have the courage to open our hearts, we are opening ourselves to the possibility of living more fully and more joyfully. And living joyfully is the most effective way to prevent heart disease.
Oh, wow. I love that. Love that. Dr. Northrup, so if you're interested in getting her book, it's Women's Health, Women's Body, Women's Health?
Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom.
Women's Wisdom.
Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, Dr. Christian Northrup. And then she also wrote The Wisdom of Menopause.
Yes. So for all you beautiful ladies out there who may have some heart health issues, Mary gave us some amazing components to keeping our hearts healthy. So, like I stated before, we're going to be doing this every week, and every week we'll be focusing on something new. Next week we will have, next week is metabolic syndrome. So we'll be talking more about that next week. So we look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, just please post in the comments below and someone will get with you, because everything that we come together and talk about, we have more information in the background. So if you'd like to get more involved, or if you have a subject that you want to talk about, please let us know. And we will see you next week. And thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you.
Things from you.
Always good to be with you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night.